Please like and subscribe YouTube channel Sohail, Imdad to get updates on time.
Summary of Lessons. Unit 1. Responsibilities of Youth. Unit 2. His First Flight. Unit 3. From Mother with Love. Unit 1. Responsibilities of Youth. Summary of Lesson, Unit Number 1. Responsibilities of Youth. Excerpts from the speech of Quaid-e-Azam delivered at the Dhaka University Convocation on March 24, 1948. Quaid-e-Azam delivered this speech at Dhaka University Convocation on March 24, 1948. Quaid started his speech by formally thanking the Vice-Chancellor of the university. He made clear about not delivering an academic speech, however, promised to address the students on the occasion. The Quaid congratulated students on achieving the milestone under a sovereign and independent state of their own. Further, he realized the youth of their responsibilities that were awaiting them for the betterment of their own state. You, unlike your predecessors, breathe in an independent state. Freedom does not mean free-handed. Freedom means to work as a united and disciplined nation, and have constructive spirit, rather than the militant spirit of the past. It is mandatory to be fair and honest with the state. It is more difficult to run a government than to go to jail or fight for freedom. The enemies of Pakistan wanted to prevent the establishment of Pakistan, but it came into being after great struggle and the Holocaust of Punjab and Delhi. Quaid stressed the youth to be continuously vigilant in the newly freed state of Pakistan, as there were great responsibilities resting on them. Enemies were there to weaken the new state. Similarly, there were other difficulties as India was withholding cash balances, which the Quaid wanted youth to overcome with their right thinking and positive attitude. The prime responsibility of the youth according to Quaid is to show fairness to their parents, to the state, and devoted attention to their studies. According to Quaid, once youth keep themselves with the right education and knowledge, only then they will be an asset to the state. Quaid wanted to see a diversified trait of characters in the youth of Pakistan. He wanted them to come out of the rut by not sticking only to civil services or government jobs, rather, serve their energies in banking and commerce, as well as other technical fields. He emphasized the idea that there is no shame in manual work and labor. He wanted youth to divert their attention to the new avenues, rather than becoming clerks. In this way, you will be able to assist your country and solve economic and social problems. You need to beware of the selfish writer and judge the honest and unselfish people. My young friends, do not wish for a government service, like your predecessors, because a government servant earns less than a taxi driver, so find job in public sectors, like commerce, banking, law, trade etc. A young man left government service and went into banking corporation on 200 rupees, and now, after 4 years, he is manager in one of their firms and taking 1500 rupees a month. Unit 2. His first flight. This is the story of a young seagull. The writer tells the story of the young seagull's first flight. He was sitting alone on his ledge. His brothers and sister, along with parents, had already flown away, but he was afraid to fly with them due to lack of courage. His parents were angry at him. They were flying, calling around young seagull to motivate him for flying, but for the sake of life, he could not move. After some time, the seagull felt heat, because he had not eaten since the previous night. He searched for food, but there was nothing to be eaten. He stepped out to the brink of the ledge and stood on one leg, with another leg hidden under his wing. He closed his eyes and pretended to be falling asleep. His parents took no notice of him. After a while, he saw that his mother was looking at him while tearing a piece of fish. The sight of food maddened him. He uttered a low cackle as he wished to eat that piece of meat. His mother flew towards him with a piece of fish in her beak. When she came closer, she stopped flying. The young seagull waited a moment in surprise, then he dived at the fish as he was maddened by hunger. He felt outwards and downwards into the space. He felt a bit dizzy, but soon after, he controlled himself. He was no longer afraid. He soared higher. He saw his whole family flying around him. His family was screaming and praising him, and their beaks were offering him pieces of fish. This he made his first flight. Unit 3. From Mother with Love. This story shows the love of a family. The whole story revolves around the daughter Minta and her parents. She desires to join a boarding school Mary Hill, which was also attended by her mother. But her father wants her to stay home this year. One morning, her father asks her to go to the beach to get a few clams. Her mother also wishes her to stay at home. On the way, Minta thinks that her father will discuss the admission in the school. Instead, he starts discussing her mother. Her mother has about 3 or 4 weeks to survive, therefore, she should stay at home this year. They need her presents at home. Both return home, with heavy hearts. He tells her to keep it secret. One morning, the mother was raking the leaves. She brought her camera, and took a picture together, with the neighborhood children. She starts crying, because she knows she will die, soon, but comforted by her mother.
Please like and subscribe YouTube channel Sohail Imdad to get updates on time.